everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and I have a game to review. It's a game that I've been looking forward to for quite some bit of a time now, and that is Robocop Rogue City. Now this game isn't the biggest game of all time, to just let you, just to indicate how big the game is. It's not even the full 70 bucks, it's only 60 bucks online. But I will tell you this right now, if you are, this game, to me, if you are a fan of the Robocop movies, particularly the first one, it's a fucking treat. This game is to Robocop fans what Hogwarts is to Harry Potter fans. You feel me? I'm trying to think of another analogy. What Knights of the Old Republic is to Star Wars fans. Like that's what this game is. My God, it is a ton of fun. This game is a straight up Red Bull adrenaline shot to the fucking heart. It's such a unique concept too. And I was worried about the game because I saw trailers and stuff and I saw stuff on it and I was like, oh, it looks so dope. But I was worried. I was like, okay, how are you gonna really pull this whole Robocop thing off? So first of all, they got the original voice act. They got the original actor who voiced Robocop to come back and voice Alex Murphy here again. So just off top, you are the Robocop, Alex Murphy, and this takes place shortly after the first movie. They cut the other movies out after the first movie. They're like, fuck all that other shit, it's after the first movie. This takes place shortly after that. And I don't know how shortly, but I know it's after that. And you are the Robocop, people know who you are, people are comfortable with you. One of the cooler things about it is the cops are comfortable with you, most of the cops trust you, most of the cops actually prefer to you as Murphy, so that's cool. But the cool thing about it is they really make you feel like the Robocop, right down to the monitor and the old technology. First of all, it is 80-tastic. They cheese it up, but they cheese it up in the most fun way. Where this is an 80s action movie in many ways, like from the way the characters talk, the dialogue, to the way they dress, to the technology. It is very 1987 when the original Robocop movie came out. It's very much like that. It reminds me a lot of how they kept some of the old how in Star Wars the technology looks so analog, and then you play like certain games in the Star Wars, like Rogue Squadron, and you see how analog the technology looks. That's what it looks like here. Such old school technology. Even his fucking, the thing that he uses to fucking like laser in on people is like, like it is the fight sequences, which I was worried about the fight sequences because I was like, you're Robocop. Robocop's not known for being able to maneuver or dodge. No, you don't. You don't dodge, you don't move, you tank shit, and you pop motherfuckers in the head because you can fucking just track their asses. It's cathartic, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Being a walking tank and just shooting off that classic gun, the sound effect is so fucking on point. I love that. I mean, like I say, as a Robocop fan, shooting off that gun, you even get the option to get better guns, but I just love hearing that sound of that gun go off, man. It's just so fucking cool. Robocop has some really killer old school 80s action hero one-liners that he'll just break out of nowhere, dude, and you just be like, yeah, he's just breaking them out of nowhere. But the game's more than just this straight linear, straightforward action game. Actually, it's semi-open world. It's one of those games that does this thing where they'll drop you in an area and you can explore that area and you can police the area. And I really do mean police. You investigate murders, you investigate thefts, you give out tickets, you break up fights, you track down graffiti artists. It's a lot of, you do some legitimate cop work, and you get graded, and often in games you get graded upon how many times you've died. Resident Evil series, or Capcom in general, have done that thing where at the end of each chapter you get the grade. Here, it does the same thing here too. At the end of each chapter, at the end of each, chapter, you get a grade. But here you get a grade for the police work, because often there are missions you have to go on, some side missions and some legit missions, where you have to save the innocents. And often you have to like break down a door. When you break down the door, everything goes in slow motion, and you got like a certain amount of time to take out all the bad guys before they can kill the hostages. So you get graded on how many hostages you save. You get graded on how quick, how efficiently you take out the bad guys. You get graded about how much cop work, because there's always a lot of miscellaneous cop work shit you gotta do. You know, like fucking one job you had to go fucking save a cat. Now granted, that ended up becoming a shootout, but still. So like, in the feeling you get when you're interacting with in the precinct, you really feel like a cop. But the best stuff of the game, outside of the action stuff, which is awesome, and the upgrade abilities you can do with your gun, they have this interesting system with the upgrade, when you can upgrade your actual pistol. It's like this puzzle, and if you figure the puzzle out, you can get specific upgrades to your gun. And it's an interesting thing that I'm finally just starting to figure out. But yeah, dude, you straight up make your gun unlimited ammo. Like, you really can. I mean, it's already unlimited ammo, but you have to load. But you can like enhance it to where you don't even have to load it. You can enhance it to where it shoots explosive rounds. There's a lot of shit you can do with the pistol, which is so cool. Obviously, you can enhance. There are upgrades to Robocop himself. You can make the armor thicker. You can give him a shockwave ability where, you know, when there's a group of people around him, you can shoot out a shockwave and tase them, basically. There's a lot of things. You can enhance the scanning system where he can scan people better. You can enhance how much health he has. There's a lot of things you can advance on the character. So there's very upgradability. There's a lot of upgradability in the game as well. But the best stuff is when they're dealing with Murphy's past. With the whole him not being able to let go of his family. And I had forgotten. I had thought that his family died. And maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've watched Robocop, but I could have swore his family died. The way they make it sound here, like his family's still alive, he just doesn't want to see them because he doesn't think they want to see him like this. And like, there's a lot more options than I expected. For instance, there's an entire subplot where these two politicians trying to go for mayor are trying to get you to support one of them. And they're like, and that's like, it's up to you to support one of them. The small little things like that, like your relationship with certain cops, your relationship with certain people, if you make it a good enough relationship, they will support you. You know? So it is very interesting how they did that. How the game has these little side things that are very RPG-esque in terms of, oh, people will remember that. Like, for instance, the therapist who talks to you, which you get some really good things out of that. You get to build a lot of the character because with the therapist, you get to almost design Robocop the way you want. Like, you can make him play up his more human side, or you can make him play down his human side. Because you can just make him just shut down and be like, I'm just a robot. Or you can make him play up his human side and be like, no, I see myself as Alex Murphy. One of the first questions that's asked during one of these sequences is, do you want to keep your helmet on or do you want to keep your helmet off? And the question is, if the helmet off, do you want to keep it off because you feel like that's really you, or do you want to keep it on because you feel like you're a robot? And then, depending on how you decide that question, that's how the psychologist will approach you, and you'll either have the helmet on and off. So I see like there's some really cool things in here. Very cool things in here. But at the end of the day, it's semi-linear, semi-open world. But at the end of the day, it's a very fun game. Is it a little glitchy? Yes. The story isn't that long it's not that long of a story, and it's not that complicated of a story. In fact, they straight up rip off Die Hard with a Vengeance, basically. In terms of the main villain being, instead of the main big villain, being the brother of one of the first villain from the first one. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Y'all totally ripped off Die Hard. But, hey, spade is spade. That's another great action movie of the 80s. So, you know what? Go ahead and do you, man. Go ahead and do you. But yeah, like that, this game is a ton of fun. It's worth every dime. It's a blast. Like I say, it's not the longest game in the world. I mean, if you want to be a perfectionist, you can get some more time out of it. Like, if you just do the main story and just do it, it's not the longest game in the world. You can probably beat the entire main story in like 2 days if you just play the main story. But if you go around and do everything, you can get a good 17, 18 hours out of this. You can get 17, 18, maybe even 20 if you just go around, if you're a perfectionist. But the game itself is so fun. I can't wait. I hope they make a DLC for it. I love the upgrades. I love the voice acting. There's some real heart in this with Murphy having to deal with his past. There's some real crazy hallucination sequences that are hardcore. I love Robocop Rogue Nation. Not Rogue Nation, Rogue City. It is fun. And if you're a Robocop fan, do yourself a favor and get this game. I give Robocop Rogue Nation, Rogue City, I can't give it a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment below. Have you played the new Robocop game? It is freaking fun. Let me tell you. Anyways, thank you guys again. See you on the next one. Goodbye.